just like a choose your adventure book or movie, right? Life is a choose your adventure experience. And then there's also a lot of parallels from my own experience and just I see out in the world of, outdoors adventures and those kind of like, roughing it and these expeditions. There's a lot of things that we can pull from those experiences to inform how we can live our lives in a better way and have more adventure, have more play, have more freedom. And so with those kind of thoughts, I want to ask you, when was the time that you leapt into the unknown? Like you chose adventure in your own life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my answer.
That's perfect.
No. I love this question because, there was a time that I want to say I did not choose adventure, that I chose to sit my butt on the couch and not be proactive and watch other people's lives through TV. I did spend probably about almost all my 20s with that. Time when most people are doing amazing things in their 20s, and that's like the best. Everybody says the 20s are your best time. The 20s were not my best time. The 20s were a time when I was not doing too hot with my well-being. So let's just put it that way. So I didn't take a lot of adventures or risks or anything like that. And then through time, I started to take little baby steps. But the most recent time, and what brings me to this moment and why I'm feeling so calm about the adventure that I recently took, was I just was telling you earlier today, actually yesterday, I told one of my part-time jobs that I wasn't going to come back. I had taken a pause after COVID. Or during COVID, because we were shut down and we couldn't really do sales and things like that. And so during that pause, I was doing all this exploration about what I wanted to do with my life, what I felt passionate about. And like, if I wanted to create a community, why don't I figure that, like, this is the time. Like, there is literally no other time in my life that I'm going to have a pandemic. I hope that we don't have any other pandemics in our lifetime. Right. Where I have to be at home and I can't travel and there's no other excuses. And I'm stuck here dealing with myself of like, I spent 4.5 years in a sales job wanting more time. And I've been gifted this beautiful thing of time. And then it was like, now you got to do the work to figure it out. But leaping and taking those risks of just asking questions and challenging myself in the past 2 months has been the best experience I've ever had in my whole life, because now I feel like in such alignment with what I want to do for my life. This could be what I do full time. The hope is that I don't have to go back to another job, because this is the career that I'm going to choose. And it's not just, that it'll be financially okay for me, that I'll have enough to do the bill paying. But on top of that, I get to help people and connect people on a global level. And that's something I'm so excited about and passionate. Like, people, every time I talk about it, people are like feeling that energy. Yeah. So
I can feel it right now. Yeah. It's coming through the screen. Yeah.
And it's just been such a very, very calming experience of just, there's definitely been moments of anxiety with like being fearful about these risks that I'm taking. Yeah. But it's kind of like, I think you get to a point when you're like, why not? Yeah. Like, what's the worst that's going to happen? So, and I think that's what happened when I left my job, my corporate job, is I said, what's the worst that's going to happen? Okay, well, the worst that's going to happen is that I won't make any money. I'll be a horrible salesperson and I won't make any money. And then I'll have to go find another sales job or another job or whatever. And then COVID happened, and then that pretty much did happen. Right. But again, then it's just pivoting and reframing of, okay, how can I take this time and use it in a different way? Yeah.
And so you've started down this path of adventure, right? And you started with one idea in mind, with a plan in mind, and that wasn't what ended up happening, right?
Yeah,
Um,
kind of
uh,
wasn't my plan. Yeah.
and that's adventure, right? I mean, there's, one of the first steps that I help people to understand is that in order to have a successful adventure, at some point you have to let go of control. And we're going to dive into that on Saturday. But that's a big one, like control, letting go of expectations. We've all been so conditioned throughout the course of our lives to think about, oh, what are other people going to think, or is this what I'm supposed to do? And so the first step is really just letting go, and that allows you to take that leap. And then it's not necessarily easy, right? So there's a lot more that we go into, but that's the first step. So that's one of the things we'll talk about.
Awesome.
You also highlighted adaptability, connecting with passion, um, and finding calm, which is why we're even talking about this, right? And so how have you found that taking that leap, even though it can be scary, how has that brought you calm? Just in like a sentence or two.
Oh, in a sentence or two. I'm not good with the
Yeah.
sentence or
Okay,
two.
fine. Take a paragraph.
No, like the letting go is a really big thing, a really big component. I think letting go of the outcome. I think I like when you say letting go of the outcome. I think a lot of my life I've spent trying to get to the end. I'm always like, I want to figure it all out. Like I remember starting my sales job 5 years ago. It would my 5-year anniversary was last weekend if I would have still been at my sales job.
Perfect.
And I remember that first week or two, maybe like the first 6 months really, but I was learning all these new programs and software and things I didn't know. And I was frustrated and angry like all the time. And my boss was like, Deb, you just got to take it easy. You're not going to learn everything right this moment. And I wanted to know it. I wanted to like get past, I was like at A and I wanted to be at like T.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work life doesn't work that way. So I think, that job, well, it was frustrating and there was a lot of parts of it that I didn't like. There was a lot of parts that it really taught me that you just have to learn the basics. Yeah. And accept that sometimes before you can like see the bigger picture. So there was times in my life that I had to do the things that I didn't really want to do.
Yeah. Because
I knew it was leading to a bigger purpose and a vision later down the road. But I think the biggest thing that's found me calm now is that I realize I'm taking all these lessons that I'm learning and appreciating those experiences because they make me who I am today. Right. And if I hadn't had this stressful job, I wouldn't have sought out how to find calm.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. Couldn't have said it better myself.
I like how that all.
That's it. That's what it's all about. It really is the journey. I mean, it sounds almost trite these days to say like, oh, it's about the journey, not the destination. But it really, really is.
But if you get that, it's so hard to like, the thing that I always struggled with is like, yeah, man, whatever. I just want to be there.
Yeah. And because you think somehow like when you get there, everything's going to fall into place and you're going to have everything you ever wanted, right?
And then yes. And then the other part of that is realizing that I have this mug. I don't have it with me right now, but I have this mug that says, choose happy. And I found it at a store for $1. But I love it because it really exemplifies what life is about as far as like, you can't wait till that destination. There was a lot of my life where I said, if I lose 20 pounds, then I'll be happy. If I meet the right person, then I'll be happy. If I get this great apartment, or if I get to travel to this amazing, like there's so many ifs. Yeah. When this, if that. And when you live your life like that, like I found, you get disappointed because even when you get to that thing, I mean, even when I was making decent money or was doing traveling or there was always something else that wasn't in alignment. Yeah, because that's the program that you're running, right? You're running, no, I'm not going to be happy until, which fine, you can live that way, but that's going to be the way you live no matter where you are, right? And so And
Yeah.
I'm still a work in progress, right?
Totally. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
That programming is not going to just automatically go away. And even if I've made all these amazing changes in my life, which I did make a lot of amazing changes, I can admit that, but I can also say, well, there's still some work to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And I think that's the way it always is. I don't think you ever get there, per se. Um,
yeah.
but
But I
it's
think
like
it's a lot
this.
of that work. That's 5 years of me working on that, of that mindset.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's what the time is. It's like, I couldn't have said this 5 years ago. I couldn't have come from this perspective. I had to go through all those things and to understand it from this side of it now.
Yeah.
And that's what's hard, because everybody's in a different place, but that's what makes us all unique. And then we all have, that's what I like about this community, is because we all have a common goal of finding calm. And then we all have something to share, because everybody has a different story, a different life perspective
Right.
to offer wisdom. So these are the
Yeah.
amazing things about this community that I'm excited to grow and to
Yeah.
build with you and the other Find Calm Here partners.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really excited.
Yeah. It is super exciting. It is such an amazing community of people who just want to help people find calm, like you said. And that means so many things, to different people, but and there's a lot of different approaches. And so I'm
Yeah.
super excited to share, one approach. And in some ways, I think they all intermingle as well. So that's the beauty about having it all in one place, is you can really start to find your way, to live a life that's more calm.
Yeah. And every method doesn't work for every time period either, because I think
Right.
there's times when you need certain support, and then there's
Mm-hmm.
other times when you need different kinds of support. So,
Mm-hmm.
and in different sectors of life. I think that's why this community is really cool too, because as I'm like meeting all these new partners, and as we're like getting this together to launch, I'm like, I can really use this person. Like, personally, I want to work with
Yeah.
Joe for my nutrition, because my nutrition has not been good.
Yeah.
But I'm really, I've got a good business plan. I've learned some stuff, but then I could always use some more business development stuff. So Allison
Mm-hmm.
or Ray is like this SEO expert,
Yeah.
I just talked to some other people that have some other specialties that like I'm excited about learning more about what they do. Donna with her stomach stuff. I don't know.
Oh yeah. The
Finding calm with
digestion.
the gut.
Fine with the gut. Yeah. Yeah. That's a big piece. Oh man. I love that conversation.
Yeah.
That's another piece from my personal life, but
Cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's so many different ways, and there's so many things that I think in some ways this is like a tribal wisdom that has been lost, and is so this community is really pulling a lot of that together and putting it in one place, so it's super convenient to go to and learn from. It's
Yeah.
really helpful.
Yeah, I know. If somebody would have said, hey, Deb, here's all this information and resources in one spot. You just sign up right here to get all the updates. I'll be like, sweet,
Yeah, absolutely.
easy. But then
Right.
life isn't easy, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
No, that's
thanks
great.
so much. We are going to save the rest of the conversation for Saturday, because we did go off on a little chatty tangent, which I always love.
Yeah, it happens.
But thank you so much for joining me today. I will see
Pleasure.
you on Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern time, for our
Yes.
Find Calm with Adventure conversation.
Yes.
Everybody that's watching, if you're checking it out on Facebook, you can actually go to our Facebook page, Find Calm Here, and the event will be listed there, so that you can get the Zoom call link. Anybody can join, so you can share that link with anybody in the world. They can sign on if they're available at the time, at 2 p.m. Eastern. If you are watching the recording on a different platform, you can check out findcalmhere.com, go to the events tab, and then that will offer you a listing of all of the events that we have coming up. You can click on Nick's Find Calm with Adventure tab to get the Zoom link from there. And thanks so much. I don't think I have anything else. Any last words from you?
Yeah, well, so I just want to add that this event, you're really going to want to be at the live event if possible, because it's going to be very interactive and engaging. And so, people who are there are going to get a little bit, some bonus value. But even if you're rewatching the replay, it's going to be really powerful. But if you can be there live, it's going to be even better.
Live is important. And
Yes.
the replays are only available to our Find Calm Here community.
That's right.
And that's launching in June. But if you are on the live call on Saturday, you will be getting a special offer from us to join for early access to be an early adopter. So
there you go.
More details on that to come. Thanks so much, Nick.
Thank you.
Have a great night. I will see you Saturday. Talk to you later.
See you Saturday. Bye, Deb.